Hey, Rich Cole here. I haven't been on for a bit. I just thought I'd sort of look back on where I've been and what caused me to start these podcasts. It started last April 24. A lot going on in the political world, and I'm a political junkie. Always have been all my life, and I've been pretty pissed off at things. You think about back in the spring of last year, what was going on. At the time, I was supporting uh, Nikki Haley, probably the only politician I really sent money to support her. Not because she was a woman, I just thought she was the best prospect for a president. And she's Republican, I liked her background, and she just happened to be a woman. And so I supported her. I didn't want Trump to come back in. But it became clear that Trump was the guy. That's who was going to get the nomination. So I accepted that and then listened closely to his politics, his campaign, and I became an avid supporter. So I started because I kept talking to my friends and everything about how I felt politically, and I was just preaching to the choir to them. They agreed with everything I said and wasn't getting it anywhere. And I thought, the hell with it, I'm going to start a podcast. I had no idea what I was doing. And it started off, I just did my iPhone and did a couple of things in the beginning. And I didn't know how to do any splicing, anything. I learned and learned and learned and learned. And I still have a lot to learn, but I got pretty good at it after a while. I've covered a lot of interesting subjects. I was just making notes. I went back and looked. I started off with arguing about the Trump case in New York, the valuation case where he was charged for overvaluing his property in order to get better terms for a loan from a bank. It's obvious that the legal side of this, the prosecutor in New York had no idea what business is like, no idea. And they accused him of fraud. And the jury in New York hates Trump, so they're going to agree with whatever the prosecutor says. So he lost that case for $450 million and was brought down to 200 and some on appeal. And I think when he gets time to appeal it further, it'll get thrown out because people could state the value of their property anywhere they want in order to get a loan. The bank will just laugh at that. They come in and do their own evaluation, and they make their loan based on their evaluation, not the borrower's. That's what's unknown to prosecutors, unknown to the illegal side of our world, and just bugs me at all. That would mean if you said you wanted to get a new mortgage on your house, and you think it's worth $750,000, and it's really only worth $500,000, and you get a loan, you get a mortgage, a decent mortgage, maybe 300 or 400,000, but the bank said it's worth 500,000, and according to New York, you could go to jail or whatever and be fined for fraud, but for doing that, it's not so. There's no law broken there. Anyway. I'm not going to go through all of these cases like I did before, but I covered things such as transgenders, their effect on society. I was ahead of the ball game here on a lot of this stuff. I talked about support of Israel, which seemed to be waning after the October 7th horrible, horrible disaster that took place over there. I talked about climate change and how that's such a hoax. And I went into why that's a hoax. There is climate change going on, but we can't do anything about it. And there's no proof that we really caused it. Matter of fact, history says we didn't. But you can't convince Democrats that it's anything but the truth. They have believed all this garbage given to them. And don't say that scientists have said this is right, so you got to believe the science. A lot of scientists say it's wrong. So anyway, weaponization of the DOJ, I came out with that charge back before you started hearing it on the news so much. I thought this is crazy. Trump's got 5 different cases going on, and he's running against Biden. All of a sudden, they're out to try to get him one way or the other. Then I covered, of course, everybody did, when Trump got shot. I also covered the Secret Service and that woman that was running the Secret Service and the terrible job they did when Trump was shot. She didn't want guys up on the roof. They were afraid to get too hot. I mean, that was so dumb. Oh, God, it bothers me. The people that Biden had in his administration, just horrible. I covered the DEI back before that started getting very popular to talk about it. I called it the dumbing down of America, which it really is. And anyone that thinks it's a great thing, just, they don't understand how we have to compete with other countries in the world. And we're going behind because of worry about the wrong stuff. So now we're a meritorious country again. It's based on merit, how good you are, the positions you get. I covered the administration's lies, and I'm talking about lying about the condition of Biden, our president, who was a zombie. I mean, he was out of it. He never should have run for president back in 2020. He was terrible. Congress and the administration, the people in the White House, all lied. One of the senators who I had for a while grown to respect is Chris Coons of Delaware, Trump's home state. And he would come on Fox, which most Democrat senators wouldn't do. And he would come on and answer questions and everything. And for several years, I was impressed with him until I heard him saying how sharp Biden was. He said he would attend meetings with Biden, 3 or 4 other people, and Biden was sharp as a tack. It had us all nervous the way he could respond quickly, and he knew everything that was going on. This was an effing lie, a lie. And he just told it over and over again. Then I heard him lying about the number of jobs created by Biden, under Biden's administration, 15 million jobs, when people had any kind of smarts at all knew that was just people coming back to work after being shut down because of COVID. But they took credit. Biden took credit for creating those jobs, and a lot of the dumb people out there believed all that. If you don't follow the news, if you don't follow what's going on, you'll believe this crap. Everybody has a right. I used to think people shouldn't be allowed to vote unless they pass a test showing how much they know about what's going on in the world. Wouldn't that be great? But that'll never happen. I talked about when Harris took over as presidential candidate, and all she was good at was cackling and laughing and cackling. Abortion, I discussed that. Very ticklish subject. Sanctuary cities and states, I said how that's going to cause them problems, and it did. And now the mayor of New York is supporting Tom Homan, the new border czar, to get the illegals who are guilty of crimes out of New York. He wants to try to clean up the city. I covered the Electoral College, which was a very interesting podcast that I recommend you find and go back and listen to. I explained the history of it and how it works and why I think we need it. I talked, of course, about the fires and the terrible fires in California, the terrible way that they're handling it, the horrible mayor of LA who doesn't know how to speak or answer questions. These people just elect. Now there they do elect. It's a heavily minority city, so they only elect minority people, whether they're good or bad. That's what they elect. And now it's coming back. And border crossings, finally, I talked about that constantly in different podcasts. And now it's big news that they finally have shut the border down, and we're deporting people at rapid rates. So I think I've done pretty well covering a lot of major issues. Whether you got something out of it or not, I did. That makes me feel good that I'm able to unload all this stuff. So I'm going to keep it up, and you'll be hearing more from me. It's my opinion. Love to hear your opinion. I would love to get to a level where I could interview people. I don't know who, some janitor down the street, or I don't really care. Uh, I've learned a lot how to do things, and I'd like to learn how to do that too, and I think I can. It's fun. It's been a fun road so far, and I'm going to keep driving down it. Okay, thanks so much.